One athlete who caught our attention this year is a young man who suits up for the Shaw Bears, 28-year-old Jeffrey Legree. When 28-year-old Jeffrey Legree runs basketball drills in the Shaw University gym, he gives it his all.
But when you talk about his maturity level, his character and integrity, honoring our country.
Once you leave high school basketball, the world gets real.
Let me give you an idea of the type of young man you just met. He was offered a scholarship, but he turned it down because he said the GI Bill will take care of his college expenses. He wanted another deserving athlete to get that scholarship. Well, he plans to pursue a career in coaching after he graduates from college.
Yo, welcome to MBS, Mentoring Business and Sports with Coach Cali, man. Today I got a special guest. And I know we go way back, like 4 flats on the Cadillac, man. Same high school basketball team, Bay Area native. Man, my brother from another mother, we've always been close, even though, adult life took us apart. We always kept in touch. I love social media for those purposes, man. I known him as William Bender first, what I'm saying? Then the name change came in life, but, that's the whole story. And people, y'all got to understand the story to the name change for my guy. So without further ado, I'm going to bring him onto the screen.
Yo, what's going on, man? Thank you for providing me with the platform first. And we go back, way back. So when we tapped in originally, reconnected, I was just juiced and excited to catch up, So
most definitely, man. Most definitely.
I've been peeping you too. I've kind of been peeping you from afar. We ain't connected like we used to physically, but still virtually, I've been following your journey as well, man. And I just want to say that you're doing it. You're doing it. That's just, I gotta say that.
It's a long road, man. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, everybody always doubted me in a lot of ways, but I always told myself I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, you know what? You're one of the more interesting players that I've actually got to play with, but also watch from the sidelines.
Gotcha.
There was always something about like your passion and I want to say your heart. You had this energy about yourself on the court. You feel me? That that was contagious. I just want to say that.
So we're gonna go ahead and dive in, man. So let's go ahead and tell the viewers, man, the student, the athletes, the viewers about yourself, man. Tell them about William first. Then you go into the Walid.
Yeah, I mean it all connects.
Yeah.
A little bit about myself. I'm from San Francisco, born, and I sort of traveled up the coast of California throughout my upbringing, my adulthood. I'm a father. I have three beautiful daughters. So that's kind of like my primary focus right now is just like being a family man and building up the family, and things of that nature. I managed to focus on education to a point where I got to obtain my bachelor's in psychology in 2012 or something like that. And then after that, I kind of got into the work field a little bit. Not in my field, not in like psychology or anything, but I just started working in general and sort of just I got the first job that I was able to get. But backtrack, there was some adversities that I kind of had to face to reshift my focus towards education and sports. I used to run track once upon a time. We started off, connecting through basketball. So that was one of the things that I did to kind of stay grounded. And at this point, I'm just I'm in a transitional period, if you will, but I'm really stable and grounded where I'm at. So I feel like I'm in a good space to sort of take my journey to the next level. And I guess we can get into that, as we progress through the questions. But I'm a simple dude. There's not really much to me that I think is,
Remember this, man? You remember good old buddy Mike Strong? Can you see it?
Oh yeah. I got the book around here. So I got
man. I got all these old school articles, man.
I remember. So
yeah.
I remember a lot of our crew.
Remember even the Antoine thing. I still got the whole story, man.
Yeah, that was a deep one, actually.
That was very deep.
You don't really, lose too many people in high school. We didn't really lose too many people in high school at the time. Yeah. So dealing with death, it was kind of different at that time. So
yeah.
So man, we go back far. This is the one question I didn't prep for because I don't really know how to talk about myself yet.
Because you always been a humble guy, man. You just show up and show out. That's it.
Yeah, I promise you, if you look at my notes, the first question I didn't even answer is like, tell me. I'm in a moment. I'm just in a moment with it, man. Like,
yeah, I'm on the fly. Always be on the fly. You ain't never really been a game prepper. You always just showed up and just performed.
I'm here. I'm here. So it's hard
but your pregame was real though.
Oh yeah, the routines.
Routine was great, man. That's what's up, man.
You feel me?
That's what's good, man. How old are your how's your daughters?
My daughters are 3, 2, and 2.
Oh, okay, okay. That's what's up, man. Oh, hey, out of all the time in the world, you got 3 girls, no boys.
No boys. I lucked up and got all girls.
That's what's up, man. So let's dive into your challenges in life, man. So, like, what adversities have you faced in life, and how have you overcome them? Like, explain that.
Yeah, that's sort of why I'm excited to be here, because I think this story, or just anybody's life, when they kind of explain how they get through their challenges, it could help somebody else that might be going in that, might be in that same, or might dealt with the same struggles or whatever. But I listed my challenges. So I would say death. You kind of tapped into that, touched on that, briefly when you mentioned Antoine. The death of a mom at a young age. Incarceration, people who know Will, whatever, they know that I've been down for a little bit. I've been in prison. And then the next one, people don't really know too much about my life because I'm a private dude. Yeah. But the loss of job opportunities that's associated, with incarceration. So those are challenges that I actually continue to face to this day, like, just the job opportunity and, things like that. So those are 3 challenges that I want to, I guess, touch on. You feel me?
Yes. But now, like, how do you handle those adversities in your day-to-day life? Like, you know what I'm saying? People need to understand that you don't give up, man. It's like you look at you, still smiling, still relaxing, beautiful home. Like, I think we talked earlier, you was out there gardening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, of course. I keep myself busy. I try to. Yeah. I'm just not stagnant all the time. You feel me? But depending on which challenge, you feel me? So the death of a loved one, I don't think that's something that you necessarily you handle. I'm handling it. You feel me? So I'm literally still handling it. There's some days are better than other days. I just celebrated her anniversary, her birthday that just passed recently. So how did I deal with that, man? I took time away from everybody. I kind of unplugged from just the world for a little bit. I cried. I let some tears out. But what I do normally leading up to the crying is I look at some old photos and I just kind of try to remember, what she was like. And I visualize what she would have been like if she was still here. And then that's sort of how I navigate that. I write a lot. So I've written poetry to her. I've talked to her. I talk to myself. I build myself up. When I'm going through these challenges, I think that's effective for me. What works for me and somebody else dealing with like death, may not work for someone else. But that's sort of how I deal with it how I've dealt with it over the years and how I'm sort of managing it. Now I can recall, like, it was just 2 weeks ago. So I was screaming in my house. Nobody was here, so I'm just screaming. For like 5 minutes, and then I'll calm down, and it works for me just to express my emotions and not like ignore them. So, you know, I did that. But the incarceration thing, I can tell you exactly how I bounced back from that. I had mentors. I had somebody that believed in me when I was, you know, even before I got into my shit. And afterwards, I had somebody like still believing in me. You know her, you know, Miss Moore. She's probably one of the big advocates for like just hoop,
just Fairfield area. Period.
in fact, hoop, basketball, track and education in general. She's like a big person that I leaned on after I got out. She sort of put me on the track towards, where I was. She put me on the track where I was already on, basically.
Got you. Okay.
So I went to Sacramento City after I kind of got out, and then I just started running track, start focusing on track, and start focusing on my studies. You know, that's when I got into psychology. I declared my major then, and I connected with the coaches up there, and they sort of took me under their wing, and I sort of bounced back after that. After I got out, that was how I bounced back, you know, in a sense. But the loss of job opportunities is something that I'm handling now, because I noticed that I noticed that where I'm at my level is as far as the social work. I was a social worker before my license was sort of taken away because of another event that happened. I sat in jail. Nobody knows this really. I'm just telling you this right now, and then people probably learn about it as we're talking about it. But I was driving for Lyft. I'll try to make the story
No,
short.
We got plenty of time, man. Tell your story, Howard. Yeah, we got time, brother. No, we
slow
ain't rushing
down.
you. Yeah. Relax, man. Just we got all time, baby.
So the third adversity was loss of job opportunities. So 20, I don't keep track of the days or the years, but it was I was working in Vallejo in Solano County in Fairfield, working for an organization out there. It was a startup program, but I didn't have a car, so I was driving for Lyft, and I was using that to get to and from appointments, to and from work, and I was damn near homeless, at the time too. So I didn't have like a stable place to live. So I looked at Lyft as a way to make some money and get to my real job, like my actual job that I was, went to school for and shit like that. And long story short, man, I ended up keeping the car longer than I was supposed to. However, I was still paying for the car, so I thought everything was good. And I prioritized my livelihood, at that time, and I was just in the zone. So I didn't think about the consequences of keeping the car for longer than I needed to. They ended up reporting the car as stolen. I got jammed up in San Jose. Everything is going to connect. I got jammed up in San Jose, where I was working. Fast forward, I was working out there, and then basically the cops got behind me, and then they was like, yeah, this car is stolen. And then I tried to explain to them that I was still paying for the car or whatnot. And, they took me to jail like that day. So I sat in jail that day, and I got out the next morning. They put that on my record. Like I'm technically on probation. And I don't really care about the transparency of my life at this point, because I have a plan to move forward, which is why we're talking now. So they jammed me up. And I end up, not losing the case, but I was, I hired a lawyer, an expensive ass lawyer that I still owe money to. And basically I was sentenced to, like community service, and I didn't do no jail time, but basically they put a misdemeanor on my record, and that sort of tarnished my name as far as like my ability to get the jobs that I want to get,
Yeah.
So how I'm dealing with that, like it's I still put in applications. I refocus my mind, and I remember what skill set I do possess, and I look for the jobs that are within my my scope of practice, within my experience, and I still put out, still put in applications. But to give you a little more insight, I sort of just been riding the wave of not working it or getting rejected. So rejection is sort of like, it is what it is. I kind of just got to wait it out. I'll be off probation pretty soon, and then I'll be able to I'll be a more marketable person to society. At that point. And I don't get too down on myself. Basically, I really don't get too down on myself because I know that everything is a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before I'm back licensed and I'm back, working in the field, or I'm developing programs with you, or you feel me, or we're making this thing a lot bigger, or what have you. So I'm aware that life ebbs and flows, man. I know there's ups and downs.
Yeah.
So I don't really get too caught up in not getting the dream job, that I actually deserve. I feel like I deserve.
That's what's up, man. You ever thought about, in your plan and your vision, starting your own, practice, or, nonprofit, just to giving back? Because again, you can't deny yourself, and, you'll be your own entrepreneur, your own boss, your own CEO. And then now that you got that, you can start applying for the government grants to supply your program, to feed everything. So you ever had that in your plan?
Of course. I literally got 2 business plans that are in motion as we're speaking. Like this is so much a part of somewhere chilling. Like I started like a brand or can't think of the legal term for it, but it's I started my own DBA or whatever you want to call it a while ago, 2000 and see what year, 22, 2000 and shit, I can't.
The years are bad, huh?
years are fuzzy in my head, but
yeah.
I started that, and basically where that idea came from is from a conversation that I had with my mentor at the time. And we this was before grad school, we sort of developed like a program idea, like of what I would do if, I was doing like the job that I like, my dream job. So, and while I'm not providing the services, I still have the template, and I'm actually providing the services for, myself. Like I had to become so much of what the mission was, the original mission of Somewhere Chilling, which was to provide like clothing and basic needs in the wintertime, which was to take kids or young adults on like college tours, things of that nature. All that is written in to Somewhere Chilling, which is, like I said, was an idea when we talked about it, but it's a real thing. It emphasizes, it places an emphasis on like being creative, like arts. So that's why I'm heavy into the creation of like a product that I put out. Like I put out some product last year. I'm making shirts and like hoodies and things like that. So I've been doing the work. I just haven't tapped into like the grant money, like you said. Like,
yeah.
However, I have experience writing grants, so I got grant templates like that are within my reach right now. So when I say I've been like a full-time family man while still working towards my goals and my dreams, that's literally all I've been doing. And I know that I can't get one place, I can't get too far ahead without focusing on myself. So that's why I've been giving all the, energy to myself and just kind of taking the time out to, I'm not in a rush, basically. I'm not in a rush to kind of to make things, bigger or whatever, or to start my own business where I'm like actually receiving money and, grants like that. I'm hoping that this could be an opportunity to, sort of work with you and, figure out, how we could coordinate, as far as like, monies and things like that. But I'm not really focused on like how much money I can make. I'm just focusing on being like like recharging so that I can be here for the long term. And I think That's sort of what I'm
I definitely have some plans for you, especially with the student athletes here coming up and after their basketball season. Like I said, I told you, I kind of deal with them between March and about August, end of August. And I figure, like I said, as you know, being more resilient off the court is more important than being resilient on the court as a student athlete. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're resilient off the court, you're going to handle your business on the court. You know what I'm saying? It will follow your scholarships, your scouts, your points, but if you don't know how to handle things, you know what I'm saying, when the time is right, you know what I'm saying, when somebody approaching you off the court, then, you know what I'm saying, you got to understand that, because now, like I was telling a couple kids, you signing contracts for the likeness of your name, you getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if we was getting paid for being a student athlete in high school, man. We was always in the paper. We always had this. We always had that. Like, man, we probably had enough money to be satisfied right now from the likeness of our name. You know what I'm saying? From track to basketball to football to just being on campus. Like, social media wasn't even a big thing. Like, we used to write letters in class. You know what I'm saying? Stand in a quad, have a conversation, meet up. And that's just the crazy part. Like, I gave an example to one of the young kids. I kind of like freaked his mind out though, because I told him, I said, hey, me and you want to bet, right? The bet was for $30. And he was like, okay, yeah. I said, but I told you I ain't have it today. I'll give it to you at practice on Thursday. So on Thursday, I gave him a stack of ones like this.
Yeah.
Right? You know how ones, it make your pockets fill up. So I gave him $30. He only got $20 in them bundles of one, but he ain't counted because he trusted me. You know what I'm saying? So he went home, threw that money on the dresser. Sunday come around, he watching football. He going out to eat. He had Buffalo Wild Wings. He spent $28.96. So, he pulled that wad out of his pocket like, oh, yeah, I got that 30 for you.
Yeah.
Now, you only got 20. And the kid was like, yo, you just got me with something. I said, man, that's how life is. That's how people will get you. You know what I'm saying? They'll snatch your pocket out of your pocket before you know it.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's important to have a plan in motion to, to put some money in your pocket. You don't want to just rely on people just giving you money in order to survive. You feel me? So, you get creative. You kind of have to get creative. So
Exactly.
you got to figure out. You definitely got to figure out how to maintain your livelihood that you want to live. I think life is about, at this point in my life, I think it's about experiences. Like, how do you want to experience life? If money is really important to you, figure out ways to make money. Yeah. Like I said, like it hasn't really been. I haven't been tripping that I've been off work. It's just like I was getting the EDD for a minute, and that was helping me stay afloat. But I'm not thirsty for money like I guess used to be, or I understand the importance of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not on here to say, man, don't ever work, man. Just sit back and wait for things to just fall into place. Nah, you feel me? That's my plan to make money is me putting in applications. I refuse to do anything other than what I want to do. Like I know my skill set, therefore I know where I'm best.
Somebody will give you an opportunity.
I know where I fit in. You feel me?
So it's just waiting on that one right person to allow you to, what I'm saying, just give you a chance. And then once you get that chance, you're gonna go in there, full steam ahead, take it, doing everything. I'm like, wow.
And you put on, bro, by just giving him the 20. So I'm pretty sure he didn't. I'm pretty sure the person on the other end, the person who was collecting the money, they probably let him slide with the $8. You feel me? Yeah. So you showed him that people care, regardless. And I think that's what we're here for, caring for people who don't, who have less than, you feel me? And not really, being so hard on people, because they don't have or whatever. It's really not about that. We gotta, you building people up just through, that intervention that you kind of hit them with.
Yeah, you feel me? Yep. That's what's up, man. So qualities, right? I know you got a bunch of them, man, but what qualities do you have that will help not only yourself, but you can give back, to students and athletes and whoever's watching, just to know, these are the qualities that are working, and you should try to implement them in your day-to-day life. Everybody's life is different, but but everybody got to understand that there's qualities to everything, So what qualities to life can you share that, somebody can take away from this video?
Resourcefulness. You know, I'm a resourceful dude. You feel me? So
Does that mean reading? Like you been reading, or you learning how to like how are you being resourceful? Like what are you doing to be resourceful?
knowledge. You know, I acquire knowledge. You know, I have books that got, you know, valuable information in it, and just notes from certain professors. So my mind is like a curriculum at this point, bro. So that's what I mean about how resourceful, you know, I am. So and just the overall knowledge of you know, if community resources, just knowing where you could tap in to get, you know, free this or free that. You know, one of my jobs I held in a city, San Francisco, I was a case manager, just providing resources to the community. So that's you know, I kind of come in, I fit into like anybody's organization by being resourceful and knowing how to navigate my community. You know, knowing how to navigate my city, knowing how to have a conversation with somebody. You feel me? And to learn more. You feel me? I was just getting my hair cut by a guy, you know, and I just found out about this organization that supports entrepreneurs through conversation. You know, so resourcefulness is one. I had them listed actually. Knowledge is another thing. I think that's what I bring to any, you know, any team or organization. And my work ethic, bro. I'm not going to necessarily, you know, give up on myself so easy. So those three things I think are the qualities that could you know, benefit not just an organization, but that have benefited me through the years. Is that, you know, I work towards whatever my goal is relentlessly. You know, it may seem like, you know, things don't kind of happen quick to myself, you know, because I like instant gratification, but you know, still I'm aware that, you know, things just take time. So
Yeah.
you know, I do little things to get to my goals. So like, for example, you talking about the like the funding for like a lot of the ideas that I've had.
Yeah.
I sort of put myself in a position to get certificates that would allow me to be like a residential facility facilitator. Like, not facilitator is not the word, but like, I can't remember the damn word for the title, but the title, I'm not really into titles, but I put myself in positions by getting the certs and the experience so that I could, you know, eventually run my own home, my own care home, you know, for people who are experiencing mental health challenges. That's pretty much my, you know, that's my lane. And I've had the opportunity through the jobs that I've possessed over the last couple of years, gaining that experience and working with different housing agencies, like sober living agencies, transitional living centers, and just other residential centers. So I figure the experience combined with like a plan, you know, the experience combined with the plan mixed with the like certificates, and all the other things that I need to acquire, and the relationships really is about building relationships. So I think, you know, you combine those things, you know, that's sort of my, not fallback plan, but that's like my plan A, you know.
Yeah, that's perfect, man. Like you said, the relationships, like for instance, me, right? I got like a small circle of people that I communicate with in my day-to-day life. And it's helped, man. You know me, man. I was always like, you know, try to be the guy, entertain, have friends, just, you know what I'm saying? But it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those friends ain't your friends. And it took a while to learn that. You know what I'm saying? After just going out, spending money, hanging out, drinking, partying, doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, but you wanted to do it because you wanted to hang out. And like it took me, I would tell everybody, man, I just turned 36 yesterday, brother. And it took me 33 years to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, you know me, man, I was a hothead in spurts. I played with emotion because I had a lot going on in my head, and people didn't understand what was really bothering me. But basketball was like an outlet. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to play with that chip on my shoulder. Like I'm reading this book right now that my neighbor bought for me, his wife. It's this Kobe book, man. Kobe. It's like a whole bunch of quotes, and it's so crazy as I'm reading this book. Like Kobe stated in the book, man, he just wanted to fit in. His dad traveled the world, and he was in different, aspects and views of the world, and he was just tall African American kid, and where his dad was in Italy, and he just wanted to fit in with the guy. That's why he said he took his time to learn many different languages because he wanted to fit in. But he said he played basketball and got his anger out. I didn't know he played with that much anger. So that's kind of what the Mamba mentality kind of came from as I continue to read this book, because it came with playing with a huge chip on his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of what a lot of us do in life. We have a big chip on our shoulder, but again, a lot of us crumble because we don't know how to, plug that chip in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like we have to figure out how to, handle that computer chip so we can be functional in life. And again, it's come from handling adversities, how you battle that, how you get back up and stuff like that. And like I said, it's just, for instance, like my mindset of just being a father to my teenage boys right now. It's like, I don't feel like at the point where I'm not going to help them up. I'm going to teach them how to climb that ladder. Like I guarantee you, if you look at the ladder I put when you fall down, each step of the ladder going to have instructions on how you get up. Now, are you knowledgeable to read them? That's on you. I can't tell you what to read and how to read it. You should know how to read already. We done put you in that position. We done, you done have many tutors. We done sat down and read many books. You know what I'm saying? But again, right now, between the ages of 14 and 18, we got to teach you how to be men. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get 18 in the real world, especially as, as an African-American, you know what I'm saying? It's going to get real for you. The world don't give a care about you. And I think I've been trying to teach them that. I don't want them to get caught up in the political life because, again, I don't look at, skin color as a thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's, equal to me. But again, that's not true to everybody's world. But I don't bother nobody. Like I tell everybody, I build my own highway. It's just, I'm cruising on it. You know what I'm saying? It's my pavement. I don't need no potholes. Potholes is the bad people, the negativity. I done paved my way to where I don't even want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's just how I look at that when it comes to like the qualities of life. Just build your own highway, your road, your tunnel, and just stay in it by yourself. Just, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy it. Stop doing what you're doing. Get off, get some gas, have you some hot chips, some Cheetos, some orange juice, whatever you do on your own highway, man. Just relax. Don't allow nothing to veer you out of your lane.
Yeah. And I think where I kind of fit into the equation, and I peep game, man. You're doing an awesome job with your boys. As I reflect on this, as we're talking, I think I watched one of your stories, or it was something, but I saw you and I saw the routine that you was kind of putting the boys through, like just the equipment, just having the equipment set up and just doing a one-on-one little sessions that you were doing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was motivating and inspiring. And I think that's sort of what, you kind of need to continue to do, or we need to kind of, continue to do for the youth that's underneath us, or just young adults, or even adults who are, playing the game and who are dealing with other challenges. So I think where I fit into the equation a lot of times with when you talk about these challenges and adversities is providing just the education piece. That's why I'm an educational guy. Like that's where I'm at. I'm not like, super big headed, think I know everything, or I'm not even a book. I don't even read books that much. I'll refer to books as I need to like add to, or as I need to get more ideas or something like that. Like, what I normally do is process my own life, and that's sort of how I learn more about life. I sit down, I process my life, but let me go back. But education, psychoeducation, I provide that type of service. Like normalizing anger. Like you say, you have a chip on your shoulders. It's just the way you communicate. It's just the way you kind of communicate to educate the people who are not necessarily, they don't got their finger on the pulse. Like, you feel me? Like I might have my finger on the pulse because that's my lane. Like I'm a mental guy. So I could provide, the education for my daughters. You feel me? Like, this is how you get through certain things. Oh, it's normal to cry because of X, Y, and Z. Oh, it's normal to just feel angry for a second, but when it's impacting your ability to form relationships or to go to your appointments. My kids ain't going to no appointments by themselves, but just thinking about, older adults, teenagers, when the anger is impacting your ability to kind of just do your day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
That you need someone to have that conversation. Like, man, you need to kind of do X, Y, and Z because I see that your anger is making you, standoffish towards your friends or towards your sister or towards your brother. Like, you need to sort of communicate, and but I think having the knowledge about what mental health even means, I think it's just a term that people throw around, but I mean, it's a real thing that, it's different. Like, every mental health challenge is different. It's not one thing. It's just not like, oh, I got mental health challenges. It's like, what are you dealing with? Your mind racing? Is your thoughts racing? Are you nervous? Are you, like I said, are you sad? Are you, there's different levels to this mental health shit. And where I'm at with it is just, I'm able to just provide somebody with the education that they might need, or provide families with the education. I work with families too. All of my experience is working with adults and families. So I'm able to talk with somebody's mom so that they understand their kid a little bit better than, they did before the conversation. And of course, I don't know nobody's family, or son or whatever better than like a mom or another father or whatever caretaker, but I can be the voice for somebody who's going through certain mental health challenges, so that the larger population will understand, like, oh, this is normal. This just is a normal phase. And, maybe after that, we probably need to have a group conversation together so that I can better support this person as they navigate their challenges. Yeah. That's kind of that's where my head be, sometimes with shit.
And being that you said that, it's kind of crazy because like the cycle part of it is like this past summer for my boys, because we got into this big controversy thing when my son was like just turned 13, about to be 14. He wanted a job, right? So the first thing I asked this kid was, tell me about yourself. He looked at me foreign, right? So then I'm like, you know what? You don't need to work. You can't even tell me about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not the brightest in class right now because you're trying to, they all on this whole reclass thing, but I had to steer him straight. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to fail to reclass, or you do what you got to do in sports. You know what I'm saying? Just that means you need to work harder. You know what I'm saying? You don't, try to be the older man in the class to stand out. That don't work. Like I'm over that aspect of life. You don't need to do that. Just put in the work. So this past summer, right? I told him, I made them volunteer at a church summer camp with the kids. You know what I'm saying? 30 to 40 hours a week, just volunteering, getting up at 8:00, getting off at 4:30 for free, working free down the street. So the first day, man, first thing my son say to me was, man, them kids don't listen to me. I laughed.
Right. Why would they listen to you?
Why would they listen to you? You don't even listen to me. I've been telling you stuff over and over again, but why would they, what I'm saying? If you don't listen to me, well, make sure you think they're going to listen to you. So I kind of think that kind of like that experience this summer woke them up just a little bit. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying? Right after work, getting off at 4, we had 4:30 workouts. So they get home about 4:15, 4:20, thinking they about to sit at the table. I said, nah, you late. You guys, it's some consequences. You know what I'm saying? You better be outside. It's time to work out. I ain't got time to eat. Nah, that's not how it works. When you get to the next level, it's time you got to be there. Practice at 6. I need you there about 5:45. 5:50. You got to be in your uniform, dress, laced on the baseline by 5:50. So don't be complaining. That means put the peanut butter and jelly in your backpack, your chips, your water. Do what you got to do to eat along the day, because when it's time to work, it's time to work. So then they complained about that for a little bit. So then I flipped the switch on them. We went a 5 a.m. workout before 8:00 work. So I made them get up at 5:00. So if they was late by 5, they was all in butt with a brick over their head first thing in the morning. Hey, if you late, you getting that brick. Pick up that brick. It's all right. You're going to do the workout first, but that brick workout, and then I'm going to make you walk halfway to work. I mean, mommy, it was on like a little 3.5 mile drive around the corner to the church, but I made him walk halfway. I picked him up halfway just to understand you can't be late. You're gonna work out, do what you got to do, and you're gonna walk to work.
Discipline.
And then when you get off work, you're gonna get back. So then they got on it, man. They start setting alarms. I start hearing alarms go off before I got it. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. But you got to understand it. And then it's crazy because last month, my son had his first 5 a.m. practice, you know what I'm saying, in high school, playing varsity. He texted me, Dad, thank you for preparing me for early morning practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew how to get up. He knew, hey, you're not driving. You got to make sure your mom up. How you getting there? You got to wake her up. She's not about to get up at 4 o'clock and take you there. She's not setting no alarm. You know what I'm saying? Unless
I do. I love that approach. I love that approach because you figure the opposite of you being, you know, like quote unquote hard on your boys or you guide them in that way is just being lax and just allowing them to just stumble and make mistakes and watch them. And why would you want to do that? So I figure, you know, the consistency piece of doing that is what allowed your son to come to the realization that, oh, this was worth it. Yeah. It was worth it. It wasn't like he was being hard on me. You know what I mean? And
you got to build, because right now I'm a firm believer in between the ages of 13 and 18. Like we as parents have to help these young kids, students and athletes develop daily traits because that is what they're going to grow old with. Mm-hmm. If they don't understand, they need to wake up, make their bed, brush their teeth, and they're not going to do it when they leave your house. Mm-hmm. Then they don't understand when you get in somebody else's facility or apartment or room or dorm. If you're not clean, you can get kicked out.
Yeah.
And then where you going? Then you going back home to your mama complaining that you around the house being nasty. You too old. You ain't working. You got to contribute to you know how the whole narrative of what happened when you.
Yeah, no, this is a great discussion because I think you know, just being mindful that there's certain things that you have to expect, you know, as you branch off, like as they get older, you feel me? Yeah. It's not going to be, they're not going to be in like a you know, a controlled environment, you know. Yeah. So the more that you instill, the more that we sort of as parents or just as folks that are trying to facilitate you know, people's process, I think as we instill the correct values, I think the message has to be repetitive. You have to be on the same page as, like me. If I'm working with your kids, I have to be on the same page as you. Yeah, and that's what we call a collaborative approach. You feel me? And instill those same messages, and then those messages are going to be ingrained. You feel me? And then it's about action and just moving how you're supposed to move. They're not even going to think twice. That's you want to build up, you know, the you know, build up people like that. You know, grow your kids in that way.
Yeah, and that kind of leads to our next talk about goals. You know what I'm saying? Like teaching them how to set goals. You know what I'm saying? Like some kids don't even know what a goal is, and it's sad. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like what I was saying. Like what direction? Like where did you start learning how to set goals, or even process goals and just trying to accomplish them? Like how did you where did you start?
With my mentor.
Gotcha.
You know, with my mentor, you know, with you know, probably different conversations in the family. You know, I can't remember exactly what made me goal oriented, the source of what it made me goal oriented or whatever. But I know that along, you know, my journey, I sort of started to help other people with goals. But where it started from, I mean, I wanted to say having those conversations, those conversations about next steps with the people who've been there and done that.
So before those mentors, were you a goal setting individual?
I think I was just kind of going with the flow, man. I was literally just living life and without planning too far into the future. You know, I don't think I planned. I don't think I projected into the future. You feel me? Until it was senior year of high school or something. Man, what am I going to do next? You know, I think that's kind of when I started caring about next step. Was senior year in high school. My goal was to graduate high school and never go to school again. I remember that being the goal. I I made that goal up myself. You feel me? Like
got you.
done with school. You know, nobody liked structure. I didn't like structure at the time. I like the atmosphere of school. I like the camaraderie and the friendships that I developed in school. But I wanted to graduate and not do school no more. So I think just talking to people, you feel me, and realizing that what my options were. That's sort of what made me goal oriented. But in my field, where I kind of fast forward years in my field, my job, part of my responsibility was to meet one-on-one with folks to treatment plan, to make plans for them. And that's sort of when I started being meticulous about goals and like clinical about goals and just, I learned about SMART goals. I'm sure that's like a huge thing now. But I learned about SMART goals, as I continue my education and I started doing my own research and looking up what SMART goals meant. But I understand that the goal setting process is sort of like the vehicle that an individual drives in order to get from one place to the next. So let me backtrack, man. I made goals when I was sitting down, when I was in jail and shit, incarcerated. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. Checklists. I used to be big on checklists because I like the satisfaction of checking shit off.
Yeah.
Like I
do that work, man, because there's so many emails that come across, man. I have my little yellow notepad right here on my door desk.
Right.
I go down, I put a little box by it, and I try to do one at a time. But jobs kind of like jump around, so you be like, man, what the world going on?
Yeah, for real.
Man, that's so crazy because, man, it's like as I'm reading this book, man, Kobe left a quote here that said, "I learned to focus on the task at hand, on the battle of preparation, on the battle."
Oh.
Like, so basically, he set goals for the tasks at hand.
Yeah.
To complete them. Like, he didn't really prepare for tomorrow because he said he said tomorrow wasn't promised. So if the task was to play LeBron James and the Cavaliers right tonight, he focused on, okay, how I'm going to stop the task at hand, which is, LeBron, the King, the Cavs, Kevin Love, Kyrie. Like, it's crazy. Like, this book, like, man, he talks about quotes and then he go into depth about his quotes. And it's like, as we talking, this book is like speaking to me. Like, the Mamba is speaking to me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. He was definitely one of the people that we sort of grew up and wanted to emulate, whether in our game, it's like, we wanted that same intense focus. I saw a lot of that stuff in you. I think you kind of got some of your game from watching dudes like that.
Kobe, and I kind of KD, man, the footwork.
Yeah, definitely. No, most definitely. I think that's why it's important to even read, man. That's why this stage of my life is about discipline. So after this podcast, you feel me? After this conversation, my next goals really are to just get my house in order, my office in order, so that I can assess the right information when I need to assess it. And that's more or less that's where I'm at now. You feel me? I got this. It's called mindset, but you talk about Mamba mentality. Yeah. It's all mental. It's all things that you can do to.
And that's what I tell everybody. The game. Well, I can't really just say the game. Life in general is 90% mental, 10% physical. Period.
Yeah. I will have to agree. I live in my head, so I'm going to have to.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't physically 100% physical in life and think you're gonna survive. No, because that means you're not thinking. You just bulldoze and stuff. You just not understand that. You can't just put that terminology in basketball or sports or anything. Like the life, I think life is really 90% mental and 10% physical.
The quote that you read makes me think about. I'm not saying I have a Mamba mentality all the time, but I just prepped for this interview. Yeah, like I literally just prepped. That was what I did today. People ask me all the time, like, man, what you doing next week? I'm like, I'm literally just going with the flow. Yeah. And I think, you might hear that, think like, oh, this nigga ain't got no plan, but I always have a plan. But I was prepping for today. I was prepping to talk to you today.
Yeah, man, it's going well, man. I appreciate it, man.
Because I think you deserve that. You deserve that attention to, you deserve that much of me.
Yeah, people need to understand you. Like, people need to understand, like, you've been through the roller coaster, right? And you not giving up. Look at you smiling, clean haircut, nice background house, got a pot, back plants. Like you could be right now with your life and what you're dealing with. You can be down. You can be out doing something crazy. You can be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? But you're so on the positive side of things. People need to understand, like, you're not giving up. You're still trying. You're still doing what you're doing. You're still applying. And you're not applying for something that's not going to, you know what I'm saying, that you not trying to do. You're trying to stay within the realms of what you know. You know what I'm saying? You're not applying to be uncomfortable. You just want to stay comfortable in what you're doing.
I'm not trying to waste my time.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to waste my time. I got skills, and I'm that's why I'm here. I'm here to use my skills and to pay it forward. Like the things that were done for us, the things that were done for me. That's why I'm here to do it, to help organizations do it for people, to help, help myself do it for my kids. You feel me? To help you, with your boys. You feel me? That's literally why I'm here.
Yep. And like I said, I've learned over the years, you know what I'm saying, constructive criticism. Like, I remember, man, it's so crazy. I forgot what game it was in high school. I was so hot, man. I remember you. Pop, 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 pop. Listen, man, we need you. Ooh. Matter of fact, it was the Bethel game. I never forget, at the house at Fairfield. And I was getting mad. I was in foul trouble, and you was on the bench because, you know what I'm saying, you was just rude. You was throwing your towel, and I was getting tight. And you was like, you really pulled me to the side. Not no coach, not nobody. It was either you or Bijan that always kept me calm, like, through the storm. You know what I'm saying? But we need that. And, I think after I had that conversation with you, it's like, I think I had like back-to-back dunks. You know what I'm saying? I scored like 12 straight points. And it was just like, yo, I just needed that boost of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that didn't happen, then that section of me going on that spurt wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? It takes people, like, you know what I'm saying, to learn to take in constructive criticism, to understand, okay, man, I do need to calm down. I do need to realize, okay, I need to take A, B, C and not go D, E, F. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to slow down. And people don't understand that. Like, but, nowadays we telling kids and adults when they make a mistake and they arguing with you. Like, how are you arguing about something that I'm watching you do and it's completely wrong? And then at the end, when the instructions not, they're not well put together, then you like, dang, I should have did it this way. I told you before you wasted an hour and a half of your time that you were doing it wrong. Why didn't you listen to me? Because that pride, and I think pride, people got to understand that pride thing. You got to throw it in the trash. It's good to have pride, but sometimes that pride will kill you. In my eye, you know what I'm saying? Because it gives you that cojones, making you thinking you bigger than everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Ego. No, I guess some people like to learn by doing, and figure.
I've always been that guy to just try to let you know. After I learn things, I don't want to see you hurt. I don't want to see you cry. I don't want to see you waste your time. Like, if I'm gonna tell you, hey man, if you take an 80, you're going south is closed. You gotta take the back roads.
Yeah, understand.
And the person going towards 80 and realize, okay, it's closed. Why did I drive this way? I told you not to go that way. You know what I'm saying? You just had to go see yourself that it was closed. So now you wasted. You went 3.5 miles out your way to get to 80 when you could have just went 1.5 miles the opposite direction and banged the right and went down the back road. You know what I'm saying? I
believe that if you can prevent somebody from making a mistake, then that's the best way to intervene.
Because I've done it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can prevent you from doing something that I've done in the wrong manner, I'm gonna let you know. But again, not everybody's not up to taking that constructive criticism.
Yeah, so, you got to be receptive. You definitely got to be receptive to that.
It got you, man. So sports, like, I can't really just narrate your sports. First of all, before I get on the sports category, because I know you from the city, you know what I'm saying? I got to let my guy hang out for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got to let my guy hang out. You know what I'm saying?
You root for them?
Hey, you already know I'm rooting for these Cowboys Sunday, baby. Hey, what's my guy? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, I'm not uber competitive on that, so Godspeed. Hopefully, hopefully the city gets a win, because of course
I had to put that in there before we got to the sports categori. I had to let you know. I know you're a city guy. You know what I'm saying? But the boys, and then y'all going to Dallas, so you know what I'm saying? But like sports.
That's why they play the game. We don't know the outcome. We're gonna see.
We'll see. I'll get my FanDuel on.
I'll just go with a text message afterwards. Once we get the W, I'll try to find a funny meme or something.
Hey, all my close friends, they roll tide right now. So you know me, I was rooting for the Bulldogs last night.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I was messing with everybody. Listen, my one guy, my boy Mac. Typically, you catch him on the do it a lot on the streams, man.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hold on, how you show that? Let me see. I don't. Here we go. You see that right there? You know what I'm saying?
I see it.
Yeah. You see it? You know what I'm saying?
We do got a rival. We go back. That's a hell of a rival. You know, the city and the Cowboys.
Yeah. You see it? Yeah, you see it. Oh yeah. Oh, and he from the Bay. Listen, my man Daniel, he from Vallejo. You know what I'm saying? Bay Area in the house.
Oh, okay. There we go. I'm here for that.
Yeah, man. So tell me about just like really just sports, track, basketball, whatever, cricket, whatever you played. Like, how did it impact you to just stay afloat? Like during because I remember track, man, you was a beast. You know what I'm saying?
I was kind of cool. I was good.
It's so crazy because we got forced to run track.
I was gonna say that. I'm actually happy that I was introduced to track in the unorthodox way. Like, you gonna run track.
Yeah, like we had to it was either that or not play basketball. So I was like, man, listen.
I'm happy with that. I'm glad that we had the mentors and the coaches that we had, because
Coach wasn't a good dude, man. He a good dude. Coach, all them, man, they were good people. I was mad a little bit because we lost, but I still love that dude today, man. If we, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, he really he paved the way for me in a lot of ways when it came to sports. Like, he had to deal with a lot when it came to me. You know what I'm saying? I was a hothead. I was telling him what to do. He was my coach. You know what I'm saying? So he knew what was right, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, man, but to this day, man, he good dude. Fairfield High was a great program. I think right now with COVID and they rebuilding it and a lot of less kids not being active, you know, the program they in the rebuilding phase. It's so crazy because a lot of kids, they own that video games, electronics now. So ain't really too many big time sports players coming out of the Bay Area.
I see. You know, you were valuable. I think that's one thing people saw in you, whether it was your teammates, like you said, you know, or coach. So I mean, we had to listen to you sometimes, because I feel like, you know, we gotta trust our instincts, and you gotta ride the hot players. You know, you were hot. Definitely, you were hot. Not just hot headed, but you were that dude.
Yeah, man. So it was crazy, and it's so crazy because I really even though I was a little bit hot-headed, my work ethic, I didn't allow it to supersede thing. When I was mad, I ran faster. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just jog or nothing like that. Like, I didn't want to be beat. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if I was mad, I'm scoring the next 20 points. I don't care what nobody say. I'm getting to my spot and I'm pulling up.
I'm grateful, you know, honestly, to have had coaches like Coach Wilson, because I wouldn't have known that I was decent at track if I didn't have
Coach Mo,
Coach Mose,
Coach B. Coach B. Hey, he was a big impact in my career too. Especially, he always pulled back when he had the braids. Though everybody remember the braid.
Remember the braids.
Yeah, man, when he had the braids, but man,
we talked recently. Actually, we connected a little, you know, recently. He's definitely a good dude. And Coach Nagel, I mean, I know he wasn't a pro, Fairfield High, but still some.
Yeah, he always gave out to Solano. Period. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Coach Nagel was good. Just man, and honestly, Miss Moore was really good. You know, I remember just sitting in her classroom at lunch and they're just talking.
Real playing not ABC basketball, but playing vocabulary basketball.
Yeah, vocabulary, reading the article. She had all the articles on the wall.
Yeah. She was like a mother figure, definitely.
I still got my towel. Remember the towel she used to make? I still got it in my tough box outside. Saved, man. Everything she made, and she handmade them towels.
Yeah, she did. She was passionate. She cared. She cared a lot about us, man.
Yeah,
she did. It showed too. It showed. But I think with sports, man, it just it teaches you discipline, and it kind of circling back to what we already talked about. Like, sports, that's what basketball provided for me. That's what track provided for me. It gave me the outlet. You know, you already said it, but it sort of did give me the outlet to to express myself on the field. Like whether it's running or competing with with Joe Sanders, or he was another big dude that I looked up to, that we kind of just sort of bounced off each other.
Joe was very positive, man. Nothing couldn't get that dude down.
Yeah, he was definitely was. But that's where I met like all my closest friends, man, through sports, literally. And like it's just sort of and I think you need those supportive like friendships, man, as you mature, and as you kind of navigate your life. You need a support system, and I think that's what a lot of my friends were. They were a support system, actually. At different points in time, and honestly, I can't think of basketball without thinking a lot of like and one mixtapes, and I was exposed to those through like a cousin. He was the guy who was like the basketball player. I don't know if you know him, but James Benny, he's another Fairfield guy. So he actually hooped in the city. That's kind of where it started. And I sort of would look at him and I would want to play like him. Like, how do I get the handles? I never really had the handles.
He had the handle, but he was Kyrie before Kyrie. I tell everybody, he just went quick.
I never understood how he could do the things that he did with the ball.
Another San Francisco native. I don't know. Remember Moses? Remember Moses? Big Moses.
I remember the name.
And then he ended up going to Berkeley, but he was from Fairfield with the long hair, with the bouncy. Yeah, you'll see him. Yeah, Big Moses had all the handles, man. Man. And then Leroy had to cross over too. Like his.
But around the corner from where I used to live, LeVar and
but LeVar was slow and smooth though. He wasn't fast. He wasn't quick.
He has deceptive speed, man. He was quick.
He was quick. He was quick on the first two, but then he was gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then once he buy you, he knew
he's already getting the layup. He got the layup or an assist or something. You feel me? So
and then crazy, man.
Imagine playing 2-on-2. We used to be on the 2-on-2 grind heavy. Me and my cousin.
Hey, our team was all right though. Our team, our whole Fairfield squad was just dope, man.
We molded each other basically.
Yep. That shit crazy, man. But yeah, man. So 10 years from now, man, where do you see yourself?
Some of the goals that we sort of talked about, I think I'll be hitting those. So I'll be specific. So 10 years, I will have my license back. You feel me? I mentioned that in the beginning. I'll have my license. I'm probably doing some private practice. I'm running a facility, or I'm working in a facility. You feel me? We're connecting on the level that we're connecting with. We're bringing kids to colleges. We're doing things like that. We're exposing them to different stimuli, different environments.
Yep.
So that they could, get the experience out of life that not that we had or we didn't have, but the experience that they deserve. I think that's kind of I see myself doing that in 10 years. I'm living happy, man. I'm on my third or fourth house or something. You feel me? I'm doing stuff like that, and I'm trying to find ways to get not residential income, but income coming in where a nigga is sleeping. You feel me? I'm going to be at that point. I will have mastered cryptocurrency. I will have known shit like that. And there's a lot of different things I envision for myself in 10 years, but definitely living a peaceful life like I'm living now. A little more grounded. Feet kick back, you feel me? And I'm watching my girls develop and grow, and things like that. So that's kind of where I see myself, man.
It's so crazy because, man, as you probably saw, man, I got a documentary coming out. My guy from Darwin Films is shooting a story on my life, man. I think, what I'm saying, you'll probably enjoy most, because you know the story already. You know what I'm saying? You actually been to life. You know what I'm saying? We grew up together. But I like to play this one because I think a lot of people, and you can caveat to this too. I'm gonna play a little clip real fast for you.
Yeah, man, let me in, man. Let me in.
Make it. I joined the army. You're not gonna make it. Graduating basic. You're not gonna make it. I made it home from Iraq. You're not gonna make it. Graduated with an associate from Barstow Community College in social science. You know what they kept saying? You not gonna make it. I got another associate from Hartford Community College.
You know what I'm saying? They always told me I wasn't gonna make it, man. You heard it yourself a few times. It was like because of how I was as a person, man. They kept telling me you're not gonna make it, man. Now look at me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We doing it, man. That's what's up, man. I don't even know like to where even begin. Like, cause like at the end of the day, just I follow you too on social, and you're so positive. Even though, like I said, they heard your story, they heard your grind, and you still not giving up. You're staying in your lane, and you're gonna live in your lane. You're not trying to deviate outside of that lane. You know what I'm saying? You got your goal set. You hit the rock bottom, and now you back up. Now you on your road. You driving smooth. Now you got to put petrol in the fuel, you know what I'm saying, and the pacer. You know, you got to gas up the pacer with coal.
I was tapped in with one of my friends. His name is Chris, actually from Cal Poly. We talked, and he hit me with this quote. I can't remember where he got it from, but it was a Bruce Lee quote. A man who's good at like one kick is more dangerous than a man that's good at 100 kicks. You feel me? So I practiced my one kick. You feel me? And I'm pretty deadly with that. So I know where I'm supposed to be. I know where I fit in best. You feel me? And I'm determined. If people tell you you're not going to do something, it's not your job to prove them wrong. It's just your job to prove yourself right. You feel me?
And I think that's where a lot of people get caught up at is they're trying to, you know, because like I told you, you see the video. They told me I wasn't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get caught up of, you know what I'm saying, of just knowing I'm not gonna make it. I put together a plan to tell myself I'm gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be easy trying to make it, but I followed the plan that I put together. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
That's pretty much how that works, man. So, like, we're gonna wrap this up here shortly. Like, what advice would you give student athletes, their families, you know what I'm saying, who are at risk but don't have the means or support to take advantage of anything that the world has to offer? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna read this one, you feel me? Because I actually prep for this, you know. So I want to shy away from like giving generic advice. I much rather connect one-on-one. That's just how I do it. To have a meaningful discussion about their individual goals. That way, I'm able to properly assess what it even means, what needs to be said in the first place. So, with that being said, I'll advise them to holler at you. You know, in regards to setting up a specific time. Say when we March come around, holler at you. Set up a specific time where we can coordinate and we can like sit down and like talk, whether virtual or you know however you want to do it. I will leave you with this though. Reaching out to ask someone, whether that's a close family member or a trusted friend, about how they're dealing with things. You feel me? They might, you know, be able to spark up some solutions that way. You know, just create a support system. You know, identify people that you trust, and tap in with those people. You know, prioritize your basic needs. I'll say, you know, prioritize. You know the basic needs, whether you fed, you know, whether you bathed, whether you know those little things, you know, play a huge part in your mental and your mood. You feel me? And you continue to focus on that craft. Focus on your craft. Treat your mind right by talking kindly to yourself. Treat your body right by monitoring your diet. Take some time alone to meditate, pray. And be vocal, very communicative about the type of experience you want out of life. And I'll just say that.
Yeah, because a closed mouth will never get fed, man. Well, This was a great session, man. I think we got a lot of good information out of just life. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just not a fictional story. This is the life of, you know what I'm saying, Walid. And understand, like, you know what I'm saying, everybody got their own story. Everybody got their own struggle. But again, we're not giving up. Life is not about, you know what I'm saying? They said get down and lay down. We're not laying down. You know what I'm saying? We getting up and we being functional. So, man, I appreciate you coming on to MBS, Mentoring Business and Sports with Coach Callie, man. This is definitely a great thing. I definitely got to shoot the stuff with you before trade deadline so we can get on and talk just strictly sports, man. Let's see what – I guess we'll play general manager here soon. I don't know what we're going to do. We'll figure it out, though. We got to talk sports, man. I know you got the knowledge of sports, too. So, yeah, we'll definitely link up and do that again and just have a conversation and just start getting back involved, man. doing positive things. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, man. And it's just a pleasure to. It was definitely a pleasure, man.
Yes, most definitely, man. I appreciate you too. Thanks for having me, and I look forward to chopping it up in the future. Real talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, big dog.
All right, man. Outro.
All right.